You could use it. You could use it. You fucking slob.
Jake DeMarco returns to the Joe Cronin Show Wednesday night. What's going on, everybody? SmackDown's over. You know the big deal tonight? 40 minutes, man. 40 minutes of a segment, of a promo. And for those 40 minutes, I gotta be honest, I was on the edge of my seat, hanging on every word that was to be said. I was fascinated by the interactions, by the reactions of everything. I was listening to the crowd to see what the crowd was going to do. I was listening and watching Roman Reigns to see what he was going to do, and he seemed annoyed. To me, I was starting to think, man, you know what? Roman sounds annoyed that the audience is giving a bigger reaction to The Rock. And that's what I think we saw set up here, because even before The Rock came out, and even before The Rock had to acknowledge Roman Reigns, even before all that stuff, I was already thinking, man, The Rock seemingly is annoyed, or rather Roman Reigns seems to be annoyed by the fact that The Rock gets such an ovation, and so doesn't Cody, and he's sort of like, his is dwindling down a bit, so he's getting upset at that, it felt like. So I was like, oh, man, this is very interesting what's going on. And then when The Rock was delivering everything that he was delivering and saying, Roman looked at, like, annoyed and upset and pissed off. And so that was interesting. And then literally that came into play towards the end of the segment, which this was, now to be fair, no one really came out for the first 7 minutes of the show. The first 7 minutes of the show were like a promo about other stuff that happened and flashback stuff. So, was this a 40-minute segment? Almost. It almost was. It was about maybe 36 minutes, 37 minutes total, I think, or something like that if you count. I mean, I'll count the entrances. But pretty much 45 minutes of Raw had passed when these guys were out of the ring and this segment was over. That is I want to say it's almost unprecedented. I mean, maybe there was maybe another time or two where something sort of like this maybe happened, but I don't remember right now. And maybe somebody could remind me, but bro, this segment was 40 minutes and it didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like it. It felt like it was a 25-minute segment, but it was actually 45 minutes. And honestly, the next 40 minutes went by slower to me. There was a lot of pretty good stuff tonight. I mean, they did start the show off with the best thing you could have. There's nothing that was going to beat that tonight, and you couldn't beat it. You weren't going to beat that opening segment no matter what you did. You just could not do it. It's not possible. It's not possible. So I give them kudos for taking a big swing. Kevin Owens and Randy at the end of the night, that was nice, I guess. 6 out of 10 for me. Tiffany Stratton's match with Naomi I thought was wonderfully done and entertaining, by the way. Loved that. I'd give her match like a 7 or an 8. That was fun. And, the stuff with Bayley was all right. And then pretty much everything else I didn't really care too much about or maybe I missed a thing or two when I stepped away for a second. But quite honestly, it's just you're not going to beat that opening segment. There's so much to get into as far as that opening segment it goes. I don't know if Rojas is joining us tonight or Mustafa or somebody else are coming on Discord. I don't know. But if they do, I will jump over there and we will hear from some other people as well. But this segment must be talked about. You could just spend so much time breaking this down. There's so much to get to. Now, I said earlier today, I said this weeks ago, way back when. I said, you could have Seth turn on Cody, and also that could fly in the main event. Let's say Cody and Seth win night 1. You could literally have on night 2, Seth Rollins could be the one that comes and screws over Cody, which is what I've been saying all along. That sets up Cody and Seth, and going forward, and that also then allows Drew McIntyre to get CM Punk later on. And then Roman could have beef with The Rock because he had to have that match the next night, and they almost lost it because of The Rock. And that relationship can devolve into a match eventually. Now, if you're going to do a match against The Rock and Roman Reigns, which I believe they will do it by next WrestleMania, you could have it either at the next big event that ever happens, you could have it at SummerSlam, or you could have it, in my opinion, I would be looking to book The Rock and Roman Reigns for the first night of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. I would 100% try to book Monday Night Raw in a huge arena. I don't know if it's Madison Square Garden, something like that. The Rock, Roman Reigns, the debut episode of Raw on Netflix. That's what I would be aiming for, something like that. But we'll see. There's so much, like I said, to get to, so much to talk about. And if you guys want to talk about it, I'm ready to go, man. You got me for a little bit. It's a Friday night. And don't forget, tomorrow night is Monetize This. And in a second, I'm about to go over to the Discord. I see Luke Rojas is standing by. But before that, let me make this clear to all you guys listening right now. Saturday night, tomorrow night, don't miss Monetize This. We will be live right here on the Joe Cronin Show. Plus, Monday Night Raw review this Monday coming up. And plus, don't forget who's returning. In a second, I'm going to go to Discord. I'm going to go to Discord in 1 second, and I'm going to hear from Luke Rojas, the Monetize This champion. But before I do that, if you guys want to donate to the show tonight, if you guys like Friday nights, if you want me to keep rolling on Friday nights, the donation button is at the top. Stream Labs is up there. Click that link. You can drop a dono, 5, 25, 22, 50, 100. Grab your mother's savings. Take all your savings and dump it into Joe Cronin Show. That's right. Pour it into me. I'll turn the lights on, the electric, the gas. I'll pay the baby bills, the baby mama bills, the IRS bills, the car bills, the pills, the skills, the thrills. I'll do it all. I'm Joe Cronin. But go ahead. Streamlabs up top. Or you can super chat down below, or you can do none of it and watch me die a lonely death. Do any one of it. But one thing you got to do is you got to watch this before I go over and we talk to Luke Rojas in just 1 second, because a big, big player is coming back, and he's coming back this Wednesday night. Don't miss it. Trust me.
You could use it. You fucking slob.
Jake DeMarco returns to the Joe Cronin Show Wednesday night. Wednesday night, Jake DeMarco returns. Keep that in mind as we go forward. But now we join on Discord with the man himself, and I will play the donations in just a few minutes. I know we got a couple of donos waiting. I'll play them in a second. Drop them super chats now, or use Streamlabs if you want the money to go directly to me. Don't forget about the new donations, the 22, the 25, There's a whole bunch of them. And don't forget about Philly. WrestleMania is in Philly this year, so why not drop the $8 gritty donation? Why not do that? Anyway, enough plugging all that stuff. But if you can't do any of that, man, and you really can't, you have no funds, you don't have $2, you don't have $1, you don't have $5, you got none of that, what you can do is you can click that like button and stick the thumb directly up Cronin's ass. All right, we need you to do that and subscribe as well. Hey, Luke, I got something for you. It's my sausage. Oh, I'm sorry, you muted.
Excited to see Jake make his return.
That's right.
Will it be
Goodbye,
a
Luke.
permanent-
You've been replaced. We'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding. That's great. No, he could die at any minute.
I couldn't
so.
even.
He could
couldn't
die.
even get 2 words with. I couldn't even get 2 words in without some fucking cocksucker joining in the Discord. Yeah, fuck you, Novanix. I hate you.
Oh,
I'm
no, my God. No Vanix.
joking. No. Listen, I love you, Novanix. And
Who the
Jake,
hell
you
is
know,
Novanix? Oh, you're talking about my
Yes,
producer.
oh, yes. Your handler, the producer of Donald Trump, the producer of the Joe Cronin Show. Well, we have many producers, but one of the main producers, Dirty Novaks. Appreciate you being a great producer and getting Donald Trump here with us. What do you think? The Rock is back, Mr. Trump. What do you think?
Oh, the Rock, the cock. I like to call him Dwayne the Cock Johnson because this Johnson's incredibly small. He endorses the Democrats, and he's a piece of shit. Okay.
Oh, come
I hope
on,
Cody
Trump. My
kicks his
God.
ass, okay? Cody represents the MAGA movement, so I want nothing to do with Dwayne the Cock, the little small Johnson.
The little small
I think that's
Johnson.
actually-
Oh, my God.
I think that's actually like. I think that's completely false with fucking what's his name with Cody. He doesn't support the Trump movement at
that's
all.
terrible.
I mean, he
That's
he
terrible.
thinks he ends racism.
I got to tell you
Well,
one
the
thing.
thing is,
Yes, go ahead, Rock.
go ahead.
I mean, go ahead,
Go
Mr.
ahead,
Trump.
Joe, go
No,
ahead.
I was just going to say,
go
you know.
ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll go. Thank you, Mr. President. No, I just want to say we will also have to address there was obviously some kind of visual trouble tonight on SmackDown, black screen all the time, censoring of audio and stuff. I was like, what is going on? And the rumor is that it was a Die Rocky Die sign, but like that doesn't make sense why they would blur out the audio.
I don't know, man.
Was
It was
the
weird.
audio? Oh, there were a lot of holy shit chants. There was a lot of like, apparently there was like some like hecklers that were like cussing like F-bombs and stuff like that, but not enough to shout out or to shut down the audio for numbers of seconds for literally the entire promo.
Black screen too.
Yeah,
That
it
was
really.
weird, too.
I mean, dude, he said there was so much said that we didn't even hear it. He was like, and Triple H, like, or something like, and then it went blank. It was like, what
dude,
are we
it was-
missing
it was
right
just so
now?
much banning and explicit content that was coming from the fans, but even then, that's not enough because it was barely audible on the television. So they just kept on jamming a 7-second delay, and let alone all the black screen just because of one song.
You like when they jam things, don't you?
Yeah, so they're jamming. Anyway, Rojas, take it away, man. You still haven't gotten your word in, Rojas. What
Take it away, darling.
What we talked
I
a
just wanna
lot.
say that,
We didn't.
yeah, oh yeah, sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. It's just because I gotta go to sleep soon because I gotta wake up early tomorrow. But
I'm the same way, so we'll do it.
what is that? Can we just acknowledge real quick what Rostafa said and how stupid it was? Are you good, pull CM Punk?
Go to sleep,
What does that mean?
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Oh my God,
Fuck.
it's so like
Oh my
vague. Yeah, because that's what Punk does, right? Because Punk goes to sleep. He always does that, right?
No, he does the GTS. Oh
I
yeah,
wish he
I
would
gotta
go to sleep.
Anyway.
hey, President Trump, what's going on, brother?
Hello,
Anyway.
or how what Tommy calls you, Mufasa. But the thing is, I want to
That's
say
what you
is,
call me when
fuck
you're
you,
high as hell on a bad strand.
Well,
Luke,
listen,
fuck you for
Mufasa-
insulting my producer. How dare you?
Mufasa, Triumph, whatever your name is, I don't give a fuck. Listen, the promo from Rock tonight was, I think, a mixed bag because I think he cut a much, much better promo on Instagram, and then he kind of regurgitated a lot of the same points he
Agreed.
made on the Instagram promo here.
Agreed.
And then he, like, there was times where I was really liking what he was saying, and then there was other times where he was just clearly trying to fill it. Him and Paul Heyman did the same thing, where it's like it's almost like they told him, I don't know, fill as much time as you can. And so they're out there, and he's calling Seth Rollins like a clown emoji like 4 or 5 times in a row. And at first it was like, oh, it was funny when he first said it.
He's been repeating himself quite a bit.
It was funny when he first said it, but then when he said it a bunch, it was like, okay, it's kind of, you kind of defeated the whole joke now. Now it's not funny anymore. And, you know, they kept going over to the crackheads and like, I understand, you know, it's cool to hear someone in a PG era WWE talk about meth and heroin on TV and, you know, talking about their 12-inch fucking dick or whatever. But I don't know. It's another thing where I liked certain things of the promo. I liked the end of it. I liked Roman challenging or Rock challenging Cody and Seth to the tag match. We got some progression there. And I liked basically him saying like, okay, if we win though, it's going to be a bloodline rules match, which I think is probably going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of. I'm not really a fan of that whole thing either. I don't really want.
I have a feeling that
I think you're right because it can be either one, right? Especially if Seth were to turn, because Seth could literally turn, and bloodline rules, and all the bloodline gets taken out somehow, but then Seth still does something, or he could show up because he's not banned from ringside, only the bloodline was. So
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. Even if you were to turn Seth at Mania, the problem is Drew's already a heel, so then you're just going to automatically switch him babyface with no build, or literally.
And here's the other thing. Does that mean Seth's belt will be on the line the next night, or he's not going to defend his belt?
No, that's what I want to talk about. I think. Go ahead, Luke.
I think he's going to lose the title night 1. The main event's going to be night 1, and that's what if he does do the turn, that's why he turns, because you can't have Seth turn heel then defend the title.
Yeah, but he's going to wrestle in the tag team match.
That's what I'm saying. Have him turn heel in the tag match. That way Cody can get pinned, and then you could set up night 2 of even more unpredictable. Even more unpredictable.
Yeah, but so then Seth Rollins is defending his title the second night. You mean?
No, I'm saying he defends it the same night that he's in the tag match.
Oh my God, he's going to wrestle 2 matches?
Yeah, because the thing is, you're coming back from a major injury that literally could have taken you out of WrestleMania.
Yeah, there's no way he can barely wrestle
in one night.
I don't know if he could. You know, he's limping to Mania.
He'll be tagged out the whole time. He'll lose his world.
I don't think that's what the people want to see.
He'll lose his world. Well, I don't want to see this either way, but he lost his world title. Ready? He loses his world title to Drew. He's mad that Cody didn't help him. They're going into that tag match. He finally gets tagged in, and you know, maybe he does do some stuff. I mean, it's like literally they train to do more than just 2 matches a night. They wrestle dark shows too. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a fucking deal. You know, so he's also been cleared for a while now, or at least he just got cleared. So it's not like WrestleMania will be but it's not like WrestleMania will be the first time like he's getting into he's training. Like he can last 2 matches. The Rock can't, is what I'm saying. I would be more concerned if this was The Rock heading into 2 matches, but Seth is fine.
All I'm saying is like, if I'm looking at WrestleMania based upon what's been announced tonight, which has been alluded to the tag match that we've been talking about for weeks since the promo, since the Super Bowl, you know, you have the tag match night 1, but the issue is that why would, and again, if you know for a fact that if you were to have both title matches on night 2, first of all, you know that the WWE Undisputed title is going on last. The World Heavyweight title most likely is going to be opening a show. And I've really never been a fan of world titles be the opening match of a show. But it also, in a lot of ways, devalues Seth, let alone the title, even more, especially if Seth loses the title the very next night. And then also, if you're going to have Seth and Cody go under over Rock and Roman, then Seth is losing twice in one weekend. And again, it's just something about this that just... You know,
let's bring it back. We got to bring it back.
It's not a loss for Seth. It's not a loss for Seth if he turns heel and that's what costs them the match. Then it's like, who gives a shit?
We got to bring it back to this promo tonight. There's so much to talk about on this promo. We got to bring it back to the promo.
Bring it back to the promo.
All right.
Bring it back.
All right, so the Rock promo that he did on Instagram or the promo that he did on SmackDown?
Well, we'll get to the promo on Instagram too, because that, honestly, I was worried. Me and Luke were talking earlier today, laughing actually about maybe I'll play a couple clips of the audio. It's kind of funny. But me and Luke were laughing about, like, how are they going to beat what The Rock did on Instagram earlier today? Because that was almost better than anything we could. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? And I said, you know what? If Cody doesn't show up tonight and crash the party or something like that, then this is going to be a failure. Like, this is going to be a bad.
Which I thought he or Seth were going to be here tonight. I thought they were advertising.
I thought they did. I thought they did say Cody was going to be here. So I was like, well, he's definitely going to be here. And that's not what happened. So, but that's fine, because that 40-minute segment was so good. Like, I was hanging on every word that, like, I was like, damn. All right, we're going to mute people because we're not going to have a million people on this tonight. We're just doing wrestling, and that's it. Go ahead.
I don't know about you. I didn't think it was the greatest segment. I mean, I was kind of annoyed when Roman came out. Yeah, he did the whole long-ass entrance.
The Undertaker entrance.
Yeah, the Undertaker entrance, only without all the pageantry and the cool stuff that made the Undertaker entrance worth the fucking length. But yeah, he cuts the promo, and he's like, again, Roman says two things, and then he immediately, let's give the fucking mic to Rock. It was a 40-minute promo. Roman Reigns maybe said,
with the commercial
Roman Reigns maybe said two things that, like, I can remember, like, acknowledge me and what the bloodline is cooking. That's all he said. So I understand that was the point, that Roman was feeling overshadowed, but I mean, I still wanted a promo to be cut from Roman, and I don't like waiting 5 to 10 minutes for him to get in the fucking ring, say 3 things, and then we're going to commercial break. Ugh, a commercial break in a promo.
You know what, though? I just don't think it was that bad. Dude, it's 40 minutes. I mean, what are you going to do, not take a break?
Exactly. It didn't need to be 40 minutes. This is what I've been saying about these bloodline segments.
I got to be honest,
segments
bro.
do not need to be 25, 30, 40 minutes.
I don't remember the last time I enjoyed 40 minutes straight of a Raw or SmackDown.
Dude, this was even longer than a Triple H promo back in the Attitude Era, because he used to go like 20 minutes in a promo. This was 40.
I know, and I loved it. I was hanging on every word.
Attitude Era promos were way shorter, but felt cooler, and felt like some of them even felt longer or whatever. But I don't know. I just thought that the pacing was really terrible. I'm sick and tired of Roman and Rock doing the thing where they, like, just stall for so much time. I mean, there was matches that clearly got cut short. Like that Tiffany Stratton match, I think, was probably supposed to go longer than it actually did. And the rest of the show felt like they were just, okay, let's go, speed it up, because we needed to have this.
The main event was cut. Besides the Braun Breaker squash match, other than that, everything else was pretty much cut for time.
But you know what? I liked it. I finally liked something. I give this show like a 6.5 tonight. I actually liked, like, I can't believe this. Like, I liked a show because it was just like, go. All right. Instead of like, oh, it's gotta be a 15-minute match of just like this. It's stupid.
True. I mean, there are times where it does feel like shows are plotting, and this was a little bit of a, what's it called? A change of pace, but I don't know. I don't think the promo itself from The Rock was bad. I just think that the way they paced it out and the time management from some of these promo segments are really, really just awful and hard to sit through. And, you know, I understand that, you know, you can't really blow your whole load there, but The Rock pretty much said he pretty much cut a 5-minute promo in 25 minutes. So, I mean, that whole thing could have been cut down a lot simpler and a lot more effectively, too. I think The Rock, like I said, I think he repeated a lot of the same stuff that he said already on the Instagram promo, and then just kept, like, saying the same insults. Like, he called Seth Rollins a clown emoji, like, 10 times. He said the same thing about the crackheads and stuff.
Like, literally, just the same thing over and over again, because it's like, again, Rock is not as young as he used to be, so he's basically just recalling, just trying to get to the point. I mean, I love Rock's promos, especially when they're live. But the thing is, it's like, dude, there's only so much TV time, and this is just my personal opinion of tonight's SmackDown. It felt like a 2-hour Raw for me, and SmackDown's normally supposed to be well. The SmackDown is normally like the workman show in terms of like having, like, you know, pretty spread out matches and such of that nature. And again, I don't hate the promo. I just felt it was, again, too much of the promo based upon length, and you could have literally gotten certain points out faster and probably would have made this a 25-minute promo instead of a 40-minute promo.
I will agree with you that it was, obviously you can't disagree, it was a 40-something minute segment. I mean, 8 minutes was a replay of past things, and then there was a 5-minute entrance. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 14, 15 minutes until someone started to say a word. You know what I mean? So let's, you got to kind of eliminate that. But I agree with you. They could have eliminated 5 to 8 minutes of this promo, no doubt about it, and tightened it up some way. But I honestly, dude, I don't know why, but I'm the opposite. I loved every minute of it. Even the dead spots where people were just looking at each other. Like Paul Heyman was making faces in the background, the staring, the looks. Oh my God. The whole time I felt the anxiety of Roman Reigns is angry that The Rock is taking his spotlight. And I thought tonight they did a great job of acknowledging what everybody's been saying quite a lot of people have been saying is that, man, like Roman looks like a bitch now. The Rock is taking over. They fucking bam. They answered so many things. They answered the tag match, the 2 nights. They solved that problem. They called out Cody. The Rock insulted the fans and did more heel stuff and insulted Seth and insulted Cody. And then they acknowledged the whole thing about The Rock overshadowing Roman, which started with Roman being annoyed with the crowd and you don't sound as loud as normal. I'm going to leave because nobody sounds like they're acknowledging me the way they used to. And now here's The Rock and they're louder for The Rock. And I love the whole thing. I know it ran probably too long, but it naturally played out in a way that was, I loved it.
The only thing significant about this whole promo was the end where basically Roman interrupts The Rock before he's about to do his catchphrase. And Roman says, I need you to do one thing for me, because basically he's not just looking for acknowledgement. He's looking for The Rock's trust, because again, up until this point, yeah, as you said, Joe, Rock is most likely been, overshadowing Roman ever since he inserted himself into the picture. But the fact that Roman is like, can you acknowledge me? And The Rock took his time when he said that, by the way, took his glasses off, looked at him in the eye and says, I acknowledge you. But then there's also a small part of me is thinking pessimistically, if The Rock were to turn, basically at some point, maybe in a later promo, he'll say, yeah, I acknowledge you as my tribal chief, but what you forgot to know is that I'm the high chief, which means I got more stroke than you, which they could do later if they wanted to execute that.
Yes, so that's why it's great for later. Don't do it tonight, obviously, because you gotta get Roman,
Obviously, you can't do it right now tonight, and I thought that was the best part of everything. All I'm saying is, Joe, I mean, I don't know about you, I just don't think we need a 40-minute fucking segment, and
no,
I wasn't as captivated on the seat, like my dick was like dripping with fucking semen or whatever over it. I
can't believe it. I can't believe I love something. I couldn't believe it. And the meth head Marys and the crackhead Karens. Bro, Rock is killing me. Let me play a donation. Shit bomb.
He said that like 100 other times, bro.
I mean. I've never heard that. Never heard meth head Mary from The Rock.
And in a red
statement. Texas Chode House, Brian Rogers donated $2, said limp ween, if you know what I mean. Texas Chode House has a limp ween, everybody in the chat. Everybody, I don't know, hashtag limp ween, I don't know.
You were saying, Luke?
I mean, well, I didn't like the Karen remark because he fucked up on it.
Shit bomb.
Matt Karens.
Mysterious Black with the $2. Thank you for saluting me, Mysterious Black. I really appreciate you.
Oh,
he went to say cactus again, cactus crackheads again, and said cactus. So he went, Karens. But it still was good. The Rock, I don't know, man. I loved it. I love that he was. I couldn't believe he said that. I love that he said crackheads. I can't believe you could say that on the air. That's why people are like, because they Die Rocky Die sign, they black screened it. No way. There was multiple interactions. Oh my God! Chief Wahoo just gifted 10 subs, our memberships. Chief Wahoo! Oh, my God, Chief Wahoo. Thank you so much, bro. 10 memberships. That's crazy. By the way, speaking of acknowledging things, let's acknowledge those memberships because, guys, so many people received a membership just now from Chief Wahoo, and I'm going to go through it.
You rapist!
There he is, Omar Fakarani, Mike, New York Ranger Life, I believe. 187, Brian, Dreamers Lane, Marvelous, Turpa, Jag DePanzer, Ryan Arm 93, Joe Bishop, and Miles all received a membership gift from Chief Wahoo. Chief Wahoo, thank you so much for that, man. Much appreciated,
Shout out
brother.
to Joe Bishop.
I don't know. I mean, I guess this is what's it called? An unpopular opinion. But I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever.
Let's put a poll.
I thought it was a lot of people are going to agree with you, I think. I mean, I thought it was an all right promo. I don't know. I don't like wasting time on entrances that don't need to be this long. I don't like wasting time on let's just not talk for 10 minutes.
Oh.
I'm going to do a long pose. I hate that shit. I just think that if the segment was reduced in time and we just got to the point quicker, I would have liked it, but there was just a lot of stuff that wasn't that well delivered. But what I will say is that it's probably the best segment we've had since the press conference regarding this story.
Yeah.
Because now we've actually had something that's developed. So whether or not you didn't like the promo or did like the promo, this is the best thing we've gotten since the press conference. So, for everybody who's being like, Luke, you're a fucking hater. You're a fucking Cody crybaby. I thought The Rock's promo that he cut on Instagram was hilarious. And I actually laughed really hard when he was saying like Seth Rollins, the walking circus, he called him a clown show and a clown emoji. When he first said the clown emoji thing on Instagram, I laughed really hard. And then he said it 2 or 3 times on SmackDown. I didn't laugh as much. So, you know what? Go fuck yourself, Lord Cosmo. You Omar-looking fuck in the chat. I think you're the same fucking person who does the Dwayne Johnson YouTube account. Why is there always 7 to 8 trolls who all say the same things? It's very weird. I don't know if it's Lord Cosmo or if it's some other fucking faggot. But guess what? I'm going to block you.
All right, so Luke, let's go on.
I do not believe this. I don't believe this rumor that the sign is why they blanked out the screen. I can't believe that a Die Rocky Die sign is why. If anything, The Rock would like that, wouldn't he?
Yes, because that's what heels need. They need justification by people that actually give a damn about what, he says and what he thinks. That's the whole point of being a heel.
Yeah, I don't believe that. There's no way they blanked out. Like, they ruined almost 40 minutes of a segment because of that sign. I don't believe it.
I don't think it was just that. I also think that there were also a lot of, like I said, there was just a lot of percussive vocal exercising of chants that the fans were pretty much, invoking their right to do.
I didn't hear any chants really, though, when it would cut back or away. Like, I'm telling you, I don't think... I don't know, bro. It had to have been just audio, like video, some kind of connection issue. I don't believe that they would cut as much as they did, and that crowd was not that loud. Arizona was good, but they weren't. Bro, that Arizona crowd was not top tier. You know what I mean?
I'll say this. Arizona, as far as the history of Arizona crowds, they're not usually the most vocal, but they at least have, a voice, and it was at least a decent one. It was way better than a few of the towns that they've been doing recently, even on some of the live shows that have been reported. But
Sorry,
What's
you
up?
Continue. I just want to point out that Lord Cosmo said something like, The Rock is entertainingly wonderful. You probably suck dick. That's just a very gay thing to say. No offense. But if that's what you do, that's good for you.
The Rock's
Can we get to the IG post, please?
Right.
I want to kind of get up this topic, please. So basically, The Rock at around 12 o'clock, maybe a little past 12, posted up his video, but then brought it back down to re-upload 6 extra minutes to a now 21-minute promo on a vertical phone, probably somewhere in his backyard or wherever the hell he was staying. I thought he was in a freaking rainforest or whatever the hell on like a movie set or some deal. But he ends up cutting his promo.
Scissor me, Mustafa. Scissor me. You do is scissor me. Philip Boulder.
$10 for the return of Jake.
$10 for the return of Jake DeMarco. That's all it's worth? That should be $10,000. No, I'm just kidding. Philip, thank you so much, Philip, for the $9.99, baby. Scissor me, Philip. Are you ready for Jake to return Wednesday night? Wednesday night, out of nowhere. Thank you, Ted. It'll be a good time.
Oh, President, I think you might like Jake. As a matter of fact, he could probably be your next vice president.
Sup, Joe?
No.
I don't like how they overbooked Cody's finishing his gay story bullshit by adding Seth Rollins and Rock. It should only be about Roman and Cody. But these pussy motherfuckers always defend Triple H's booking. Sup, Luke?
What's up,
Oh, is that Seabass?
That's the beast.
Seabass does not like Triple H's booking. So we got all types of different fans. This is what I love about the JCS Army. You got all sorts of different fans that agree and disagree about certain things. Seabass likes Cody, but he thinks that this story is kind of gay, and he thinks Triple H sucks. So, like, it's so strange. You know, that's like several different like archetypes of different fans and just merged into one. So that's what I love about this community. You don't get any of this fake shit where people clearly jump on, like, you know,
Agree on everything.
I agree with everything the IWC says, and I love everybody, and, you know, I never insult. Oh, you know, Nia Jax, she's improving. Nia Jax is improving in the ring.
I think
She's
she
not.
has improved in the ring. I don't love her or like her that much still, but she still
No,
has problems.
She's pretty sexy.
She hasn't killed anybody, and she works with people who are much better than her. I mean, I don't know. I guess she's improved to the point where she used to suck ass, and now she just, you know, sucks taint. But I still don't think she's deserving to be in the WWE.
Okay.
right,
That doesn't
so
make sense to
back
me
to-
because there's worse people wrestling in the company right now than her.
Yeah, so back
Yeah,
to back to the
they
Rock.
probably shouldn't be wrestling too.
I think she's fine. I think she can get away with it, but she does have problems hurting people. So she's got to be careful.
Yeah.
Someone's got to teach her a little more. But she's serviceable because there's been other men who have also been dangerous idiots in the ring, and they kept them around for a while too. But yeah,
Shouldn't have.
I'm not a
So-
big fan, but she's better than Brie. I'll tell you, Brie Bella was there for too
She's
long.
better than Eva Marie.
Yeah, better than Eva,
I
better
feel
than
like
Brie.
I feel like just because someone is better than someone else doesn't mean that someone deserves to be there. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, she's better than Brie Bella. Well, Brie Bella shouldn't
Well,
have been in the WWE to begin with.
Well, put it to you this way: she had a match with Rhea Ripley the other day, and the match ended up being all right. So, even if she sucked, it doesn't suck. Rhea carried, whatever you want to say. I thought she did all right. I'm not a big Nia Jax fan. I didn't understand it. Didn't like this is the main event. That's what I thought. But they went out there and had an all right match. I don't know. You know, if Nia Jax used to be a 4 out of 10.
The Undertaker carried Great Khali to a good match.
And
on
Giant
SmackDown
Gonzalez.
at the time.
I don't agree with that. He didn't carry anything. That Giant Gonzalez match with the Undertaker
Not
is
Giant
worse.
Gonzalez. No, not Giant Gonzalez. That was a horrible match. But the Great Khali with the Undertaker had a pretty good last man standing match from what I remember. But I don't think
Giant
Great Khali
Gonzalez-
was a good wrestler.
Giant
That
Gonzalez.
was a car wreck.
That was a worse match than what Nia and Rhea had the other night. You know what I mean? So it makes sense.
So going back real quick to the
Giant
IG.
Gonzalez, Giant Gonzalez may be one of the worst wrestlers of all time.
I could give you worse,
And he
but
killed
I'll
some-
tell you.
Well,
that
he's just
later.
too big,
Going
you
back
know?
to the-
How do you wrestle
Going
when
back
you're
to the
90?
No, not only that, what he's wearing a bodysuit that has like a muscular build on it.
And
It's
fur.
like a complete
It's got
joke.
fur on the collar. It had fur on the collar from what I remember anyway. So going back to the IG post.
Yeah.
So The Rock basically cuts the promo. He's saying like big things are happening in wrestling. Wrestling is more popular than it has been in 2 decades. That's arguable. And then he brings up people calling him out and, and also he's calling out Cody Crybabies, including Busted Open Zone David LaGreca, which I thought was hilarious. Then they move
You
on
would, you
to
fucking Mark asshole.
it was freaking hilarious. So anyway, so basically he's talking about Steph and how he's a clown and doing the whole thing and clown emoji. Then he bring up, by the way, whoever edited that promo, I mean, shout out to you, but at the same time, it's just like you could tell like towards the later on in the promo that it was getting darker. So that most likely Rock did a few takes just to make sure that promo came out right. And then they bring up the whole thing, which by the way, we finally got our why.
I bet he just shot it
got
one
our
shot. I bet he shot it in 20 minutes, boom, and that was it. Well, you think it was edited?
I feel like it was edited because if you look at the beginning of that promo going towards the end, it got darker in the background.
Okay. Okay, well, that
So
doesn't
basically-
necessarily could have.
So basically, Rock, Rock pretty much talks about like, the whole story with Cody and leading up, after Royal Rumble, gives him the call, the whole nine. Then finally, we got some answers. What The Rock told Cody in his ear in the ring on SmackDown when they made the agreement that most likely Rock was going to go against Roman and that Cody can wait his turn or whatever. And explains it all pretty much right there in the promo.
Well, we're going to play it in a few minutes, so I'm going to play the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, please. But basically, the moral of this promo going towards the end was just a Rock dropping F-bombs and the whole, IWC and the internet in general just going gaga, because obviously you can't say this on a live television broadcast. Not to say that they're, is it safe to say that SmackDown and Raw are pretty much still PG, but not as PG as they were a few years ago, Joe?
Yeah, they're stepping on a line a little bit, but that's about it so far.
Yeah, so that
they would have never said crackheads and meth heads, but The Rock. But The Rock has always been able to come in and say things that other people aren't allowed to say that, but he says it. So it doesn't make any sense. But then the commercials in between the show. Oh, little kids are watching the show. We can't say that and do that. Okay, but then the commercial break, someone's like, she raped him, and then like the girl's tits come out and they go, tonight on New York Undercover. Like, he raped me. And it's like, what the fuck? And then the next commercial is a horror movie where someone's getting stabbed, and you're like, oh, my God. And you're like, why can't I see better stuff on Raw if the commercials are this crazy? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, speaking of rape, I can hear my neighbors loudly fucking upstairs.
Oh, my God.
We're recorded, Luke.
No, it's just very loud. Like I just hear someone going.
Wait, President Trump, do you have a camcorder for Luke to use just so we have the proof so we can put that in the evidence file?
Most likely, but I want to get my opinions on SmackDown. I was gonna say Raw.
Yes, Rock. Before we need Jake back after this. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Tell Mr. Marco I said hello. But the thing is, SmackDown, I give it a 6 out of 10. It was quite enjoyable at times. But the thing is, I felt like Dwayne the Cock was rambling for too long. And Roman Reigns, the tribal cheese, he didn't get anything to say. He just said, acknowledge me. And that's all. He should have said more, but he didn't.
What kind of
Can you believe President Trump that when Roman Reigns won the championship, you were still the president of the United States?
Wow.
That is quite unbelievable. That's why he's a fantastic champion, and he shouldn't be siding with Dwayne the Small Johnson. Okay?
The Rock did acknowledge him tonight, though. The Rock acknowledged him. Are you happy with that?
I am happy with that, but I'm not happy with Dwayne because everything he lied about in Hawaii and Maui, okay? He's a fake. He's a fraud. Trust me.
And also he's super disrespectful to Cody's story. I mean, what the hell? Donald Trump believes that. Like, Donald Trump's a mark. He's like, I don't understand. Why would he turn his back on the fans like that?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'll say this before I leave because I don't want to interrupt anymore.
Oh, we don't want to leave.
Cody's going to finish his story like I'm going to finish mine this year, okay? It's going to be quite amazing.
I hope.
I think you already did. I think you already did because you became the president.
Trump and Cody finishing the story. Well, no, he's got to come back and win it again. You know what I mean? He's got to.
Exactly.
You got to make a big comeback instead of finishing the story. You got to make the comeback story of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be the year of the whites. Okay, it's going to be amazing. White champion, white president.
That's right.
Oh, I thought
white,
the year of the
white.
So, Mr. President, I got to ask you this simply. WrestleMania, this is the 40th installment, the 40th anniversary of one of the craziest ideas to ever come down the pike in sports entertainment. The tag team match, Rock and Roman, Cody and Seth. Who goes over in this match and why? Give us your thoughts.
Okay, this is what's going to happen. The Rock, the Cock, and Roman Reigns are obviously going to win, okay? I don't see Seth and Cody winning this one. They obviously got to put The Rock over because he wants to be put over. He got a big ego like me, no offense. And obviously Cody's going to win the next night. So they're going to set it up. Eventually, the cock is going to betray Roman Reigns. He's going to betray him. It's going to be tragic, but excellent storytelling. I don't think Seth is going heel because that, quite frankly, doesn't make any sense at all.
I agree.
All right. Well, there you go. I'm gonna play some more donos real quick so we can get these rolling real quick while everybody's here. The Rock and Roman big promos. So much more I can say about this. The fans, the talk, Roman, the acknowledgement, what could be happening. Now we know it's a tag match for sure, which is crazy. Seth is limping into WrestleMania, so he may not defend his title at WrestleMania. I don't know, or he'll defend it on the second night. I don't know what's going to happen. It would make sense if he defended on the second night, but I don't know if Seth can go 2 nights in a row when he's barely making it to Mania. And since, that will alleviate The Rock in a one-on-one match, and it will also alleviate Seth Rollins in a one-on-one match. So it could be beneficial. That could be part of what's going on.
Oh, what if they do this? What if they have...
Oh boy.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming.
It's coming
and
in.
My balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
If Cody and Seth accept, night 1, Cody, Seth and Roman are fighting both nights because Seth's defending versus Drew McIntyre. But, if Seth says no, that could open the door for Sami Zayn to tag Cody and reintroduce him
back into the Bloodline storyline. Haskell 420 thinks, Sammy could be reinserted into this whole thing and back into the Bloodline story. Maybe.
No.
But isn't Sammy... who's Sammy going to face at WrestleMania? I forget. It's not going to be... Is it going to be Shinsuke again?
They're going to
Maybe
have
Gunther.
They're going to have some sort of contendership match to see who faces Gunther. There was a few ideas. I've already thrown out my idea that that there will be a ladder match at WrestleMania, but it'll be for the United States title. I've seen a few people say that maybe they'll have a ladder match to determine who faces Gunther. So they'll have it on night 1 and the guy faces Gunther on night 2. But I just think it's pointless because I don't see Gunther losing. And it would be dumb if he lost to somebody who just won a ladder match the night prior. So I just think it would make the ladder match feel less special or less important. So you might as well just do that with the United States title. But yeah, Sammy, I don't know how you would put Sammy into this whole situation, and then also just not have Seth be involved too, seeing as he's been probably even more vocal than Cody has in this storyline. So yeah, I don't really agree with that take, but thanks for the donation.
Well, I do also want to say thank you to Dave. Dave, I don't know if what's up, but he went under my paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show, my direct dono thing, and I didn't know if he wanted to be acknowledged on the show or not. So I'll just say his first name and say thank you to Dave, who dropped $35. Man, thank you so much, bro. I'll acknowledge you. I acknowledge Dave for that. $35, big stuff. I thank you, but I didn't know. I didn't know if you wanted that acknowledged. But Streamlabs link is up top if you want to donate that way, or you can super chat, of course. And thanks to Chief Wahoo who dropped 10 memberships earlier. That was crazy.
Super chat party.
John Montgomery.
Jake is the man. Get right, boys.
John Montgomery, yes, you will enjoy Wednesday night. The return of Jake DeMarco Wednesday night. Stay tuned for that. Be a big show. Lots to get to, lots to talk about. He hasn't been here in, I believe, 2 WrestleManias. So 2 WrestleManias
Is this
off.
going to be technically an out of nowhere type of scenario? Is this the return of out of nowhere?
No, but
You'll
out of
see.
nowhere, you just burst at my fucking eardrum. I just invited Eric to show up, and he fucking joins and then hangs up 2 seconds later. So I don't know why Mr. Pico asked me to let him join.
Well, who cares?
Clearly
Because we don't have
really
enough
wanna
time
be
for it
there.
anyway. Fuck him. Let me play another donut. We got to talk
I
more
wanted
about
to
this
hear-
shit.
here's-
shows for over 30
You know what his
years.
point? He's going to
Never
say,
a time have I
that's what he's
ever
going to say.
felt until last Sunday
I have to laugh
that
at
my
it.
security, my safety, my life.
Come
was
on
in
tomorrow
danger
night, Eric.
at
I'll
a wrestling
monetize this
show.
and tell us.
Motherfuckers calling me a Vince McMahon shill cause I don't suck Papa H's dick LOL. I'm a man who's allowed to have a different opinion from you virgin fucking faggots. Also, Joe, are you going to cover that Maxine Dupree story?
Oh, we gotta get it. We gotta talk about
Jesse,
that.
I think you're on the wrong show, bro.
Yeah.
Seabass, thank you for the $3. I appreciate that. Yes, I mean, listen.
Jesse's on the wrong show.
Quite honestly, man, I would have talked more about it. I'll talk about it briefly, but like I said, I don't have a lot of time on Friday night, so there's so much to talk about with this. I feel like we're not even coming close. But whatever. Maxine can fuck herself, and so can any fan that has a problem with people booing her. Fuck you. And what the fuck are you watching? What have you been watching the last fucking 40 years? Haystacks Monet 2069.
Matters on the floor. It's okay, I am a horse.
Jake.
Matters on the floor. It could be worse on the floor. Fecal matters on the floor. Fecal matters on the floor. Fecal matters on the floor. But it's okay,
I am a horse. By the way, you'll never get a seat for wrestling right now. It's insane prices. Nothing under really $250 anywhere near the ring. Not even close.
Dude, at WrestleMania 40, it's like 500.
Yeah, dude, I'm talking about just house shows.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
$20 for a great show so far by JCS Bloodline and 69 cents for what Rojas is hearing by next door apartment.
There you go. Rojas's neighbors are banging, as he mentioned.
Well, they stopped, and it's not. It was upstairs, not the next door neighbors. Yeah, they stopped. They must have passed out.
I love. You know what, Ricky Starks. By the way, I like how he tweets every time The Rock comes out. In like, he's like, oh, The Rock looks like me. No, you look like The Rock, and you're a loser, and you suck.
Yeah. By the way, I did like that shirt that he was wearing though tonight. I think it was Versace.
I don't know what. It looked like it was made out of an alligator's head.
I said in the chat that I think that it was the logo to his fucking Satan worshipping baby eating cult fucking was on the back of his shirt.
Oh, the shirt was.
I thought it was the WrestleMania 15 logo, like all wrapped up in a shirt.
Yeah, I don't know. I just not a very good looking shirt. I like the last one. I thought the last one was better. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, besides that Rock promo, I don't know. It wasn't that good of a SmackDown, but I mean, like you said, I think the pacing of the second half of the show, because the first half was so long and plotting, actually wasn't too bad. And like, I was surprised they were able to fit as much as they did. Like when I saw that street fight happen around like 9:20 or 9:25 or whatever the fuck that match was, I was like, holy shit, they're gonna have a street fight now? Don't they have a main event with Randy Orton and fucking?
And that also had a commercial break, by the way. It also
I know the commercials really bog these shows down, and there's no defending them. Like, okay, yeah, they need to get their ad time, whatever. But to fucking waste like 10 minutes of the opening just to like put us into another commercial break, that's so bad, bro.
With the return of Rey Mysterio, by the way, coming out of that for the returning legend that literally came back.
It would have been hilarious if they went to commercial as he was coming back, like, we're going to commercial break.
Yeah, right.
That would have been, dude, just like, I don't know, the commercials are never appreciated, but I feel like they've just recently been so bad. And it's like they do it at the worst possible times. Like, we'll just get back from a break, go to one segment in the back, then we'll do like the starting entrance of somebody who's coming out for the match, and then they go to commercial. I'm like, it's like we just got back.
The only fans that benefit are the fans that are in the arena, not the fans that are watching at home, which, by the way, that crowd reaction influences the people that are watching on TV. And
the people there don't benefit sometimes because they just stand around and the people are like awkwardly like, oh yeah, they turn the lights like down and shit, and it's like you're just standing there and you're waiting, and so sometimes it's just as weird live. In fact, it's worse.
Joe, Hey, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you get a sense that there might have been some crowd pipe noise into the segment with The Rock? Because for whatever reason, I felt like there were times when the fans were cheering, but like it wasn't like there wasn't like an actual like fans like moving and like cheering and going boo. It was almost like,
No.
as if there was some pipe noise.
I didn't get that, but I mean, if there is piped in noise, they're doing it here or there every week then, because every week I feel like something's off a little bit, but it's not as bad as it used to be. So
No, not by far.
I didn't know. I really didn't notice. I didn't notice it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had a little something for if a place isn't loud enough. But I don't think they're. I think it's how they mic the crowd. I think they need to do a better job sometimes of miking the crowd, or how they mic things is off. But
well, unfortunately, NXT is a lost cause because they're a small building, but yet they capture everything, and yet they silence almost every chant that is like either a holy shit chant
and that's the thing.
or this and that type of
so you gotta, what you gotta do if you're WWE, you gotta have the boos, the cheers, and the what the crowd noise. You gotta have 3 different sound effects, and you gotta have them ready to go. And if the crowd starts chanting like "fuck this guy," "fuck this guy," "fuck this guy," then what you gotta do is you gotta dump to the fake sound. That way you don't have to dump out of all the audio. You know what I mean? You can dump the house, turn the house mics off. So now the only mic that's on is the wrestlers, and dump into the fake crowd sounds so that they can keep talking and you don't miss it on the air. And then you can go back to the real crowd. So that I would not have a problem with. If you were going to pipe in something, I would do that for the sake of the viewers being able to hear what the hell the guy's saying, because we miss out on what they're saying so many times. And tonight, I don't know. We don't know what. Dude. I can't wait to find out what happened with that black screen tonight. Was it because if it's really that sign that says "Die Rocky Die," it makes no sense. It doesn't make sense.
Dude. Can you imagine WrestleMania 40 and the amount of times that they're going to have to do that 7-second delay over and over and over again for 4+ hours for 2 nights? Can you imagine that they're going to be literally just ruining that for one of their biggest events that they have the year?
Well, they're starting up again. I can hear them.
Oh
man.
What's up?
Nothing. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. Apparently, fucking someone in the chat apparently said that Rhea Ripley and Britt Baker came to fucking Maxine's defense.
Yeah.
What's the defend?
Well, Serena Vega, a few different people did that. Yeah, absolutely.
What's the defend? She got booed. Get over it.
Yeah.
I like Maxine. I like Maxine too. I know that she's not the best in the ring, but I like her as like a manager. I think she's fucking gorgeous. She certainly has a lot more personality than a lot of the women that they seem to push. Like Ivy Nile got that push that one time.
And, a bunch of those women. And to be 100% clear, we're not going after Maxine just because people are like, oh, she's working so hard. She's only had 12 matches. That's not what it's about. It's freedom of speech. If you paid a ticket and you walked into arena, you can cheer, boo, a babyface or heel, however you want, whenever you want, especially when it didn't come off as sexist, racist, or anti-religious or whatever. It's a fan who had an opinion, gave his opinion under his First Amendment right. That's it. Done. But then all the, again, you talk about the crybabies and stuff. Literally, like, there are just so many people that are so soft that it probably had not been a wrestling fan more than 5 years, probably under that, who probably just got into wrestling and can't understand why people would, boo a babyface. It's been going on literally since the freaking 50s and 60s and 70s, long before television really became a national expansion.
The idea that you can't boo somebody that you want to boo is so retarded.
Dude, they had a die Rocky die chance, and this girl like,
because she's only wrestled 12 matches, which again is another reason to boo. Oh, so this lady who's only wrestled 12 matches and isn't very good in the ring is allowed to be in the WWE when there's women who are wrestling all around the world and much better than her. They still haven't had the opportunity to come to the WWE and get paid probably what Maxine is getting paid, which, isn't that much, but is probably more than what some of these independent scene women are making, or even the women on NXT right now who should have been called up in favor of someone like Maxine Dupree. So yeah, that's I mean, it's perfectly justifiable why people would boo her. And it's just so retarded seeing women who like are in this industry fucking like, "Oh, I'm gonna
kayfabe.
stick up for her." Yeah, they're like you're breaking
kayfabe to
kayfabe.
literally go
You're
after
breaking
Mark.
kayfabe. I feel like Thunder Rosa would say like this is stupid, right? Like I don't know. I've seen her on some podcasts, and I feel like she would be like, yeah, fans can boo whoever the fuck they want. So I don't think it's like a woman in wrestling mentality, but man, a lot of these fucking women in wrestling
Dude,
seem
Meltzer
to
literally
be
said this, and I agreed with him. Literally,
a lot of
like,
these
out of all
a lot of the
out of
a
all
lot of
times
these
I
women
agree
in wrestling seem like they can't take any fucking criticism and can't let other people take criticism. They have to turn it into, oh my god, I have to defend my
have to be a victim
sister
of
and
him.
womanhood.
Look at how many of these women
Yeah.
they couldn't even handle Vince. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Right. No. But I'm saying that more so
That's
from
a
a
joke.
professional point of view and not from the obvious. But
Oh,
going back to
I see what you're
Maxine,
saying.
going back to Maxine,
He was mean to
look,
me.
anyone can have 12 matches and be horrible. Anybody can have 12 matches and be great. That's not the point.
This
Yes,
one's called
she works hard.
Rumpelstiltskin.
She works hard. Every wrestler should be working hard. Every employee of WWE should be working hard. If you're not, you don't belong there, because that's apparently the top level of performance in the business. Even so, that doesn't negate for somebody to go after a fan, an innocent fan who just gave his opinion. And whether if you disagree with that or not, that's up to you. But again, it's freedom of speech. You also have the freedom of speech to criticize him. But it doesn't negate the fact that you still can't go to an arena and cheer or boo whoever you want.
Man, sound like you should be fucking running for office. I love it.
Yeah.
Bring that energy every fucking day, bro. Bring that
I'll take a
to the
sponsorship from
next.
Wawa. I will take a
Bring that to the
sponsorship from
next.
Wawa.
Bring that to the next Black Panther riot you go to.
Hey, there's the die, Rocky, die.
Well,
There's
first of all, the Black Panthers have been expanded, or sorry, not expanded.
Look at this.
they've
The
been demolished.
WWE put this People's Champ, the Rock guy, in front of the Die Rocky Guy die to try to block the sign. Look at this conspiracy. That's hilarious. I didn't even notice.
Yo, you got to
that.
please post that on Twitter. I want to share that.
Okay.
Please post it on Twitter.
Okay.
I don't think there was. So I basically I didn't think there was that much. If you're gonna watch Raw, if you're gonna watch SmackDown today, I would watch the whole 40 minutes with The Rock from the beginning to the end. I loved it. I would absolutely watch that. I was hanging on everything they were doing. It's a little bit long, traditionally kind of weird, but I like how it was weird and different. And also, that Tiffany Stratton match was great. I'd watch that. And I thought the main event was, serviceable enough for fun at the end and whatever. And Bayley's last friend turned on her, leaving the door open for what would have been a perfect Sasha and Bayley situation. But maybe what is Jade Cargill going to join Bayley? Is that what's going to happen?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
I mean, again, Jade Cargill is still being decided what show she's going to be on because it's not official yet.
I understand that,
I
but
like
I'm saying
how all
like
three. I liked how all Damage Control went up to her and like Jade Cargill stepped up to them, and it literally just looked like a man in drag talking to like three actual women. Like, and no, like it is an insult to Jade Cargill's like beauty.
don't
It's
you
just
insult
she's
my
so much-
wife like that.
She's just so much. She's just so much fucking bigger than those three that it was
Yeah,
like it
the
really felt like an SNL skit where like or like white girls or whatever the fuck or white chicks rather. Yeah, like it just like it didn't feel real.
It felt like honestly back in the early 2000s when you had like guys like the Radicals and they go up for let's say like an Undertaker or a Kane and just being dwarfed by these guys. Great workers, but again, when in comparison to somebody who has like the charisma and just that poise, yeah, it's like a no contest. But again, Jade has still not really had a match with WWE just yet. So again, that's still being worked on and still being the best kept secret as far as how much has she improved since coming to WWE.
I don't think it's being any secret. All we hear, you can just, it's really reeks of like she's not ready. And like, this is the worst thing that you could have for Jade. This is the worst thing that could have happened is that you show her a little bit and show her a little bit. And now everyone's just talking about how she can't wrestle and they're trying to get her to wrestle and stuff. And that is just so like, they have fucked up badly here. And I can't fucking believe it. First, they fucked up by not hiring her first, and AEW did. And then AEW trotted her out here left and right, and she did all right enough out there. And
Dude, I was
but
at
now
the
she's
arena.
yeah.
I was at the arena during the Revolution show, or I'm sorry, the Full Gear show in 2022. Before her match even begun, 30 to 35% of the audience walked out. So they
Okay.
were apparently expecting not only the worst
Before
but
her
since
first
they're- and
match.
again,
Wait a minute. What before what? Say that again.
at Full Gear in 2022 at the Prudential Center, I was there before the match even started.
The first match?
Like, the women's title or the TBS title match, or whatever the title match that she had at
so that's
Full Gear.
that's not her first match though.
No, not her first match. I'm talking about the, literally going towards the end before she left.
Okay.
So she already had been there. And even before that, there was a match that she had on a pay-per-view where I think she wanted to go for that glam slam on the top rope, but then she realized, let me not do that because I'm actually going to botch this move. But still, though, you can still see the shakiness and literally the quote-unquote uneasiness of her performance because she's thinking too much in the ring. And if you're thinking too much in the ring, you're either going to hurt yourself or hurt your opponent.
No, you're going to look like what's her cunt the other day when she smashed her head on the fucking canvas. What's her face? What's her name? The TNA girl who apparently is a trainer. She spent the whole match like scared. And then she finally hurts her.
Oh, are you talking about what happened on AEW with she was facing Deonna Purrazzo?
Yes.
Oh my God, she was part of the Beautiful
Velvet,
People.
Not Velvet Sky. The other girl.
Velvet Sky.
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah, so basically,
she was doing that. She looked like shit the whole match, and then sure enough, almost paralyzed herself. But I mean, Jade. But we criticized. Listen, we criticized Jade that night when she did that top rope movie. We were like, she should not be doing that. You should not be doing that. And I've said this for how long? What, 3 years, maybe more? 3 years. Like Jade should wrestle like Hulk Hogan. That's it.
Yes.
Big boot, clothesline, slam. She maybe she got a submission. That's it. She shouldn't be doing fucking flip
and we all know
off
that, and we all know
second
she's not a
rope.
technician, and even if she could be the best technician,
Madison
the
Rayne,
fact
yes.
the fact that her pacing at this rate is so slow in comparison to somebody else's, athletic ability and mobility. And again, great. She can literally be, as you said, a Hogan and just cut great promos and do very limited stuff. But then it's like you go into a ring with Charlotte Flair, which most likely will happen later on. Those matches are just going to reek. Or even somebody like Natalya, who's probably one of the best pound-for-pound female wrestlers in the company. Put her in the ring with her, she's going to be exposed. So there's very few people that you could put Jade in the ring with in at least a competitive environment, besides just, posing and doing a couple big moves.
Is Natalya really one of the pound for pound best? I mean, I've never really seen a Natalya match that I like was fucking creaming my pants.
Natalya,
over.
let me tell you something. What I can tell from Natalya is she is one of the best trainers. She's one of the best at training some of the women. She really is. In the ring, Natalya can have pretty good matches. They're like, 7 out of 10s and things like that. But she doesn't always have like these spectacular matches, but they're solid. She's solid. And she's a great trainer, as opposed to Madison Rayne. How is Madison Rayne a trainer? What?
Her Instagram videos are great because she'd been training like a lot of guys from NXT or TNA or wherever, and they're always putting on like great if you want to call it like almost like promos in terms of little sessions that they do, and it's interesting because they basically do what they did in Calgary.
Oh, the Lion's Den.
You still have phone booths up in Boston?
It should have been if Roman/Rock beat Cody/Seth, Cody gives up his spot to Rock, like how it should have been, but we're meant to forget about it lol. Cody will still have backup if Roman/Rock won first night. Stupid booking. Call me fucking phone booth.
Oh, 46 cents. Thank you for the $7. I guess I feel like I would have been along for the ride no matter what they did. I gotta for real. I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't. So that's the thing where I don't agree with you, Joe. I am a fan of things of the promo, and I'm a fan of the ending with Roman having Rock acknowledge him and stuff. And obviously, that's going to set up for an eventual betrayal by either Roman or The Rock. But I'm not a fan of a bloodline rules stipulation match with Cody and Roman. I'm not a fan of. Really, I'm not a fan of a tag match before their match, because it just makes it feel like the whole thing is very messy and not focused enough, especially going into a huge rematch like Cody and Roman 2. And again, barely have said anything about each other, and we're heading into 4 weeks out from this match. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm disappointed, and I am a huge fan and really surprised and pleasantly surprised of a lot of the stuff that happened in this storyline. But at the same time, as someone who just wanted to see Cody and Roman, this is disappointing.
Yeah, I'll say this, like The Rock getting, again, The Rock originally comes into the picture thinking that it's going to be Rock and Roman WrestleMania 40. He heard the fans' reaction, then he pivoted, then the WWE pivoted, then TKO pivoted. And they said, okay, we're going to give it to Cody and Roman, but Rock still wants to compete. I get that. But at this point, you invested 2 years into Cody. If you didn't want him to win 2 Royal Rumbles back-to-back, then Cody should not have been at the forefront of this here storyline. And it should have been, again, building towards Rock and Roman, which I would say probably 75% of the audience wouldn't have minded and actually probably would be interested. But since that you invested all this time into Cody, the fans are feeling insulted. You know, again, you remember that promo, Joe, back in 97 when allegedly the Attitude Era began, which I think it really began even way before that. Vince comes out, does a promo saying, we feel that your intelligence are being insulted and we don't want that. And we want you to really get invested into the WWE with this attitude that we're going to be insinuating. But again, it's like, you know, it just seems time and time again, when wrestling or when storylines are becoming great or we're getting emotionally invested for long periods of time, which is what we want, all of a sudden we get this, you know, turnaround with like these guys just asserting themselves. And again, I love Rock. Never had an issue with Rock. But to come in on a storyline that you're building for 2 years, and we've been saying this over and over again, we don't want to be insulted by our intelligence, especially when we're emotionally invested in seeing a whole story play out. And with all due respect to Roman, his story's been played out for almost 5 years, even though it's been 4 years.
I am shocked that people are like, we're going to talk about this until WrestleMania night, I guess. Like, people are not going to get over, like, they want The Rock to go away and just to be Cody and Roman, huh?
We wanted Rock.
But Joe, this is the equivalent of when they were setting up Undertaker versus Shawn 2. If just randomly, like, fucking Stone Cold showed up and like, I want to face the Undertaker. What?
Well, it's not just I don't agree with. I don't know if I agree with that. Because
maybe not the equivalent, but it's again, it's okay. Well, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want that, but I kind of wanted to see this play out first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, what are you, a fucking? Oh yeah, because you don't appreciate The Rock when you have him, which I've seen people say that.
That's the thing. We were talking about this literally 2 years ago when we could get Rock, Roman, and Cody and Roman back-to-back nights, which we would not have had a problem with that in theory. But the idea that you have Cody winning back-to-back Rumbles, and granted that he lost last year's WrestleMania when people said that he should have went over. And again, I agreed with what they were doing at the time, but then out of nowhere, you're going to have him win the Rumble after Rock had already signed his contract on January 3rd. And then all of a sudden, the very next SmackDown after the Royal Rumble, Cody's just going to cuck out to The Rock and just give him his spot. Like, that was the biggest insult you could have done literally in this 2-year buildup that you were doing.
It's like this WrestleMania when Jake DeMarco comes back to the show, and Luke Rojas is like, wait a minute, this is my first Mania as a full-time.
Against Jake DeMarco as co-host.
Randy Viper, Luke against DeMarco as co-host. It's kind of like that.
You know what?
I'll watch the fire.
I'll be happy to give up my spot as the number 2 guy on the. Actually, you know what? I won't, because I'm still the champion.
That's right.
But I'll be happy to give up. I'll be happy to give up that spot to Jake DeMarco.
I just want to say hello to Jake just to let him know that I missed him. That's it.
No.
You know what I mean? Because I haven't heard from him in a while.
Well, we'll probably be doing a.
I was kind of trying to make a statement co-host
You
to
already
co-host,
just did.
but
You just
Yeah,
did it.
no, just interrupt me. Just interrupt me again. You
I
fucking
didn't. You just
dreadlock
made your
cunt.
statement, and right after you said it, I said my statement. Done.
All right.
Go,
All right.
go,
Well,
go
go ahead.
go watch the Boondocks, whatever the fuck you do.
Well,
Why Boondock?
I'm getting out of here. You guys want to say anything last about anything about tonight before tomorrow night's monetize this? Because tomorrow night
I know Luke wants to say something first, so go ahead.
Go ahead, Luke.
I want Dakota Kai to have a fucking striptease on
All right.
SmackDown.
The
That'd be
monetize
great.
this champion. That's what he says. And Mustafa, what do you guys say?
I was just gonna basically say that if you're
Thank you very much. Good night, Mustafa and Luke. I am gonna talk to the chat for a minute here. I will say that again, I'm gonna play some of this rock. Let me play a little bit of this. Unbelievable.
Week. It's been a big week in the world of professional wrestling. It has been a big week in the world of the WWE. It has been a big week in the world of The Rock, in the world of the People's Champion, in the world of the Great One, and in the world of the most electrifying man walking God's green earth, Daddy. It has been that kind of week.
So I already disagree with Mustafa. Like, when you look in the background, it's dark later on. First of all, the sun could be going down. I don't know. But I can tell right now, and somebody could find the weather. Somebody could find out the weather of wherever The Rock is here. Those look like palm trees. Guess he could be in Arizona, California, Florida. I don't know. Probably California. But there's a gray sky. There's like an overcast-looking sky in the background. That doesn't look like sun. You know, like there. I mean, it looks like there's sun, but it looks like there's a bit of an overcast going on.
And to quote the
and the wind is there too. Like it could be raining any minute. So I don't know if I agree with Mustafa that he cut this a whole bunch of times, but we'll find out.
One of The Rock's heroes. What's causing all of this? Woo. It's been that kind of exciting week. Pro wrestling is exciting once again. It's been decades. Pro wrestling is cool once again. It's been decades. Pro wrestling is undeniably exciting once.
Oh, Mustafa's going to give me a receipt soon. What's the receipt going to be for? All the stuff his people have been stealing this past 2 years?
Again. It's unpredictable, it's disruptive because of one man, and that is The Rock. Because The Rock came into pro wrestling, came back to pro wrestling, a business that The Rock loves, an industry that The Rock was born into, took professional wrestling, turned it on its head, disrupted the shit out of it, and it will never ever be the same again. And it feels good. It feels so damn good. And whether you like The Rock or you don't like The Rock, it doesn't matter. Because it feels good.
The Uncut Rocks promos posted on WWE's page, and he did not say anything bad. What do you mean anything bad? He said shit, fuck, all kinds of stuff. Alex, are you watching? Did they edit it? It's probably edited if it's on the... Because he said shit, fuck. He said fuck your story. That's what he said, bro. He literally said fuck your story and like piece of shit and all these other things. So you're telling me that's on WWE? If I go to WWE, he's going to be saying that on WWE? Or did they blank it out? Because that don't sound right. Something about that it just doesn't seem right. The skyline gets darker towards the end of the video, says Mustafa. Okay. Take a look. But I think we'll go over the rest of this tomorrow, I suppose. Friday night. I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is. I got to get up really early in the morning and all that sort of thing. So we're out. Randy Viper, thank you. 46 cents. Haystacks. Monet, man, thank you. Seabass the Beast. Haskell 420. John Montgomery. And Chief Wahoo for gifting all kinds of memberships. Philip Bodak. Mysterious Black and Texas Chode House. And, of course, Dave, who dropped $35 directly to my PayPal on paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show. Thank you, Dave. And also, we'll see you tomorrow night. Saturday night. Tomorrow's the night. It's the big night. Monetize this. We get weird all Saturday night, baby. Right here on the show. We'll talk more about a whole bunch of shit all night if we can. Something else I wanted to mention, of course. Besides Jake DeMarco coming back Wednesday night, don't miss it. Wednesday night, Out of Nowhere returns with me and Jake DeMarco. Be a good night. Don't miss that. Been playing Last Epoch and been enjoying it. I've been playing Last Epoch for years, actually. But, it's good that the game actually really came out. I'm excited. I'm playing it, and I played various versions of the beta back in the day, and I think I might be having more fun, maybe, than Diablo 4. Maybe. It's good. We'll see when it comes to endgame, but, because I actually did have a lot of fun on Diablo 4 for a little bit. But then I realized what was going on in the game and what wasn't, and I was like, oh. But I just feel like sometimes you get more excited sometimes about a good weapon and good items in Last Epoch. And so, yeah, that's just a little update on the Last Epoch. I wanted to plug that because I've been playing it a little bit here or there last couple of days since it came out. And they had one of the funniest bugs is if you died in hardcore, like it deleted your stash of your other characters or something. And I was like, what kind of crazy bug is that? Randy Orton ends SmackDown tonight, which was nice. I thought Orton was kind of funny. I mean, I really don't like Kevin Owens' stunner. I just don't like Kevin Owens' stunner. I don't buy it. I don't know why. I just don't believe it. I don't know why I don't believe Kevin Owens' stunner. And then when Waller or whoever sold it insane dove up in the air, it just, oh God, it just isn't, I don't believe it. Randy Orton had a couple of RKOs tonight, though, that were fire, bro. There was a couple of really good RKOs tonight. That one when Waller rolled in and springboarded up into the air, and then Orton basically laid himself up for the guy. But AEW is desperately trying to get the attention of the wrestling community. And they're not getting it it's not doing very well, from what I can tell, looking at it tonight. So, what are they? They're just completely in trouble over at AEW. The wrestlers are dictating what they want to do and what they do. They're telling Tony Khan no left and right. Who knows if Tony Khan even knows what's going on at this point with everything. Just AEW is in shambles. And tonight, WWE, The Rock, Roman Reigns in the ring, like 40 minutes, as far as I'm concerned, was awesome. This was the most, dude, I loved it. You know me, I crap on stuff. I friggin' love this. I can't believe Rojas didn't like it. I can't believe Mustafa didn't like it. Some other people didn't like it. Even Trump didn't like it, really. Like, I am shocked that all these people said they didn't like it. But there's at least 30% of the people didn't really like it. Because I'm looking at the poll, 235 votes, and about 74% liked it. But, to the degree that you liked it, I wonder what that is, but I'm shocked, bro. I loved it. Like, I thought that was one of the best. Like, the facial expressions, my God, the way everyone was acting, it was, I don't know, man. I thought it was really good. I am shocked that some people didn't believe that. But I did really like it, and I was really happy about it. And I wanted to talk more about it, but it seemed like everybody wanted to talk about tits, balls, and people and other things and whatever else. But I got completely derailed on my thoughts about. I was going to break down this 40-minute segment for like an hour tonight, but I don't know, man. Everybody was all over the place tonight with other shit. I don't know. I guess I'm the only one that really, I don't get it. But I don't have any more time left to go over anything, so I will see you tomorrow night, Saturday night. Monetize this. Should be good. As long as we have people on the show. And the people that don't come in the last fucking hour to, well, whatever. The Rock has a big privates. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks to John, who became a patron. By the way, guys, also, really quickly, there will be a special bonus episode podcast of the Jake and Joe podcast on Patreon next week as well. So look for that also. Wednesday night, Jake DeMarco returns for Out of Nowhere this Wednesday night at around probably 9 or 10, probably around 9 p.m. Jake DeMarco returns. But also we will have a special never heard before one-on-one little themed podcast on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Stay tuned for that as well. Should be a big week. Hit the like button if you can. Love to have you as a $25 producer on Patreon. And tomorrow night, monetize this, all hell breaks loose. Hit that like button for Daddy.
I stare into this mirror, so tired of this life. If only you would speak to me, oh kid, if I'm alive. Once I swore I would die for you.
You could use it! You could use it! You fucking slob!
Jake DeMarco returns to the Joe Cronin Show Wednesday night.